Oh, oh God. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Gabester here. This is the normal tank guide for Malkorok and Siege of Orgrimmar. Feel free to check out any of the other role guides on the screen there, or the full raid guide. Now, as a tank for this fight, you're going to want to focus on, first and foremost, the pull. Specifically, you want to pull at range, or at least pull with a massive personal cooldown active. The reason for this is as soon as you engage, everyone in the raid is afflicted by Miasma. This buff basically causes all healing on you to instead apply an absorption shield rather than healing you directly. This shield can be up to 100% of your maximum health. So for that reason, often if you just run in and attack the boss right away, you're going to take some damage on the initial swing or whatever, and this will apply before heals actually land on you. And for the remainder of most of the fight, or at least until the next phase begins, any healing made to you won't actually recover your main health pool. So if you pull from range, the boss has to run to you a little bit, and this gives you time to sort of get some heals and get that absorb shield going from your healers. The other option, again, is to just use a cooldown or an absorb cooldown of your own if you have one, and mitigate that until some big heals can land. The next main ability for tanks is Fatal Strike. This is the main tank swap ability, so as usual, it requires 2 tanks. This lasts 30 seconds, and it increases damage taken by 10% per stack. So this goes up quite quickly. It's pretty common for tanks to get 10, 15 plus stacks if they're not careful. So the only real rule here is, of course, just swap as soon as your stack drops. You can taunt the boss off the current tank and vice versa. Otherwise, if your stacks get really high, make sure you use a mitigation cooldown to help your healers out, since, again, you're not going to be able to take much healing beyond your 100% absorb shield. So if that fades and you take more damage than that, that's permanent damage until the next phase begins. The next thing to pay attention to for a tank, and this applies to everyone really, is Arcane Smash and Breath of Visage. So Arcane Smash is cast every 20 seconds in the main phase. It's a big cone attack targeted at a random raid member. Pretty obvious, just sidestep it. However, the raid should be marking the location of these cone attacks. There you can see another one on the top right with raid markers or some indication. After the third smash goes off, everyone in the raid, tanks included, need to stand somewhere between these arc locations that exist on the ground, so where the raid was marked. Because when you cast Breath, as you see there, all those previous cones created by Arcane Smash will be reignited with purple energy, basically, and anyone standing in them will die. So, just like any melee, tanks should just watch where those smash markers are, find a safe location between those cone areas when the breath is about to go off, and once it's gone off, then a new set of Arcane Smashes will come out and the process repeats. Now, finally, we have the Blood Rage phase, and this occurs after 2 minutes in the normal phase when the boss reaches full rage. You can see here he's casting Blood Rage. Everyone in the raid, including the tank, should stack up on top of each other so that the boss is facing the raid. This is because during Blood Rage, his melee attacks now do a cleave that splits its damage among everyone in front of him. So everyone needs to help absorb this. Basically, this phase, he does a lot of damage, so cooldowns for the raid and all that stuff are what are needed. But basically, after 25 seconds, he will go back into the normal phase, recast Miasma, and the process repeats. Now, after Blood Rage occurs, the boss will do 25% more damage for the rest of the fight, and this buff stacks. So just be aware that as a tank, you're going to take a bit more damage after the first Blood Rage phase, and throughout the rest of the fight from that point forward. So that's it. Pretty basic mechanics. So just remember all the core tips there, and you should be good to go for tanking. As always, good luck, and thanks for watching.